Well, Graham, also to where we are right now, and again, for those that have been committed to the show for a long time, my view, like many, has evolved and changed. I'm not jumping out of my skin tonight, but I say time served, game over, right? Because if Chelsea Manning, the person who actually took the information, is out of jail, well, then obviously the person who published it should be as well. That decision was made a long time ago. Assange spent more time behind bars. But I remember, copping a flaming from WikiLeaks because, again, I hadn't quite believed the conversion from the bloke who was on the Colbert Show a long time ago to the Walkley winning guy and all the rest of it. But, Graham, again, as narratives go, and it does look like, and this again, the tectonic shift that I find fascinating here is that previously, it was the state and the establishment that was able to set a narrative of good guy, bad guy, right? We're now in a scenario where the state and the people who work on its behalf, whether they know or not, are nowhere near as powerful as they used to be. And that's what I found amazing, was that we had Anthony Albanese basically as loud as he could, in live, real time, not hiding, doing it right in the middle of a time when people were watching as the plane was landing, to own it and sees immense strength that comes out of the people who support Julian Assange. But I found that incredible, that it was the PM, not a minister, not somebody else. He was there front and centre, beating his chest.
Well, certainly the Prime Minister has seen that there is a groundwell of support for Julian Assange, just as there are a lot of people who don't respect what he did. But the story today, it's really a human story, isn't it? You alluded to the time that he has spent in prison, and after all of that, he has been released. It's dragged on for a long time, and it's disappointing, really, that it is an imperfect legal process. A lot of the issues of free speech and other things weren't properly tested. The time spent in prison revolved around his refusal to accept extradition. And so then once he'd sort of put the time in the bank, it was traded off against the offence. There wasn't a big unpacking of that offence and how it relates to those broader issues of the media and free speech in a court of law. That may be the wrong place for that to have happened. But what we're left with is a man who needs to go and rebuild himself. He's obviously got the loving support of family, and that is the emotional story that people are invested in today.
Yeah, I think that moment of just look, again, we all know where the front page is going to be tomorrow and whether it's going to be sort of the fist up or it's going to be the embrace, both of those fairly obviously emotional. Kristen, again, the where to from here. Would you like to see a scenario where Assange goes quiet and rebuilds himself, or you want to hear from him sooner rather than later?
I personally think that the prison sentence hasn't ended for him. He's got a lot of work to do. I would assume he comes with a lot of, psychological trauma that he's endured through this process. He has missed his children growing up because of him campaigning for free speech. Selfishly, as a libertarian, I would love for him to come join the Libertarian Party and bang the free speech argument home. Julian Assange, if you're watching this, please come to us. But if he's not, I completely understand that. Spend some quality time with your kids. That you can't get those years back.
Well, whether there's a political future or not, I suggested earlier in the show it might be. Why? Because parliamentary privilege comes with that political experience, should he end up in the Senate or somewhere else. But we'll all find out together. Thank you very much, guys. I do appreciate it.